It's now time for Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of the staff nor the management of KWN TV 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Now, let's go Around Town on KWN TV 7.
And welcome in to Around Town.
We have got to get these holidays over with.
I think we finally got them over with. I really do. Now, how come the hosts are not back? I don't know, but hopefully next week the host will be here.
I think they forgot when Monday is.
Well, I think you're probably right. At least to schedule a guest on a Monday.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
We welcome you into Around Town. We do got a great show because we already started getting calls. Saturday morning, I think I was here over the weekend wanting to know when are they going to give away everything again. It'll be Monday. It'll be Monday on the show, and throughout the week you can watch. So coming up, the last hoorah of the Dade discount days.
That's right.
And if you registered for any last week, you got a good chance of winning today.
You got a
great chance.
Plus
all the grand prizes. If you've registered at any point in time for the grand prizes.
That's right.
Their name's going to be in there.
Got a lot of stuff to give away today, and our grand prizes today are two gift certificates for $125 in free gasoline at JP4C Chevron.
And raise your hand if you could use that.
Amen
we could all.
Amen to that.
And I think that's going to be this has been an exciting time. I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people took it on as a quest to make sure that they made the rounds every week.
That's right.
I heard some of the businesses said same people came around every week. You know, they wanted to make sure they had plenty of opportunity. And one thing, and I know that's what y'all wanted to try to achieve, is the fact that those people know where those 25 plus businesses are now.
They sure do. They sure do. Even I know where some are that I didn't know before. I've never stopped and got gas at Kathy's Gas, but I know where it is now, and I'll be shopping there on my way out to one of the restaurants out that way.
Yeah, that's you know, there's a lot of opportunity, and I know that we cover this show primarily is about Dade County with Around Town, but there's a lot of folks that are watching us that don't necessarily live in Dade County, but shop local in your local community, whether you live in Whitwell or you live in Woodville or you live in Rainsville or wherever, you're very much urged to shop your local community first.
That's right.
And we all know, you can't find everything in every community.
That's right.
There's things that you can't find in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
That's right.
Or Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
They just are not there. You'd have to go to a bigger city.
That's right.
So we all know that. But the importance of shopping at home is huge when it comes to quality of life in your cities and your counties, because of the infrastructure and the tax structure and the businesses and how well they survive.
Regardless of where you live, when you shop at your local stores, you're supporting your schools, your parks, your government, your police force, your fire department, all those things. And I think sometimes people forget that. And yeah, maybe gas is 5 cents a gallon cheaper up the road. But, I would rather support people like JP4C, who I've known for years and years and years and years. Barbie Evans over at JB's Variety. Great stocking stuffer place for next year. They got, like Ann said last week, if they, I won't say Confederate flags. If they don't have it, you don't need it. That's what Ann said last week. That's about right. But they've got everything up there.
Including Confederate flags, evidently.
Evidently. Yep.
Somebody just set it off.
All kinds of flags.
Yeah, all kinds of flags. I guess so. I'm not real sure what that was about, but maybe when Zach Stone from the Chamber of Commerce comes on, he can enlighten us what we were talking about there.
But he's a self replanted Southerner. But yeah, I mean, when you buy local, you're supporting all your local businesses, people you go to church with, and people you see around town, and And so just get out there and support them as much as you can,
Absolutely, because it does make a difference. Well, you as a former chairman of the Dade County School Board, and now you chairman with the Industrial Development Authority here in Dade County, see firsthand what the 1 penny sales tax does for not only education but also for the capital improvements. You could not be doing, and I say you, but the Industrial Development Authority could not put together the type of deal for our new industry coming in, Vanguard, without first the taxpayers are the one that are really responsible for this.
That's right.
Because if you hadn't had the 1 cent special purpose local option sales tax that was passed, with the majority, $1 million went to industrial development, which gave you an opportunity to buy that piece of land.
We bought the property with it.
If you hadn't had that land, the old guy says, if you ain't got soap, can't sell soap. You ain't got soap to sell.
That's right. And I'll tell you this, 5 years ago, we had no land. Well, we had some land, but it was over kind of in the flood zone. And we got very fortunate that we sold that land. And that's kind of what we've been operating on all these years. And then because of SPLOST, we were able to acquire the old Jotty property and had land available for Vanguard when they came to town. You know, and a lot of those seminars that I go to, they talk about first thing you have to have is property. And I've had this conversation with the Chattanooga Chamber people over and over and over. They have no land to sell or give anybody. So those businesses or those industries have to go someplace. And if they want to be in the tri-state area, it's either Trenton, Cleveland, Kimball, Fort O, somewhere like that. And we were very fortunate that they came to Trenton, like Trenton. And it's funny, you mentioned that. They were in town this past Monday for a couple of days. And Senator Mullis was at our meeting Monday afternoon, and he asked the question, why did you guys select Dade County? And there was a whole bunch of stuff, tax credits and that sort of thing. But the thing that they emphasized the most was because when they came to Trenton, they felt like the community wanted them here. And, you know, the commission rolled out the red carpet. You know, everybody's just been so helpful with them on getting this plant here. And I will say this, one of the things they were talking about Monday when they were here is they are now in the process of hiring their, I guess their executive group, if you will, or their leadership group. They are currently looking for 2 accounting people, a human resources professional, a plant manager, and a maintenance director, somebody to watch all the equipment and being over safety and that sort of thing, and an engineer. So Vanguard is in stage 1 of hiring their white collar group, and then after that, immediately after that, they're going to start hiring office personnel, whatever that may be, clerks, bookkeepers, you know, those type people. And then the Georgia Quick Start program is in the process of, I guess they're going to be doing a job fair here pretty soon to start bringing on the first 50 or so factory workers. So back to your point, if it weren't for SPLOST money, none of this would have ever happened here. So, you know, and I have to say that the businesses in Trenton have been hugely supportive of this effort. Where we've already started making plans for next year, how to do it bigger, better, and more effectively than we did this year. I've not run into many complaints. The one complaint that we did have is last week after we did our drawings here, I couldn't get the certificates back to JB's Variety on Monday, and people were coming to collect them, and I had them with me until Tuesday. So I promise that won't happen today. They will have these back by 5 o'clock this afternoon for you to pick up. But yeah, you know, it's just it comes back to the support, and again the Vanguard guys basically said because of the support of Dade County and Trenton is why they're here.
Well, that is good, and it's going to be an exciting year for Dade County and for Vanguard. And one of the things that I heard last week at their plant in Indiana, that they just celebrated a milestone as far as the number of trailers that, and for those of you that kind of want to get an idea of the magnitude of what Vanguard is going to represent for Dade County, tell them what milestone that they just celebrated last year for their plant in Indiana.
They've been in business up there now 12 years, and for the first time, on December the 30th, 29th or 30th, they built their 10,000th trailer at that plant. 10,000 trailers is what is that, 50? Is that 50 a week? Something like that. So it's not something you do quickly. Obviously, those things have to be built pretty much by hand. So for hitting 10,000 a year, to kind of take you back to 2008, the entire industry, now this is when the economy was in the crapper, the entire industry that year sold just under 25,000 trailers. So for us to fast forward now 7 years and have them build 10,000 in the first year, and I was with a customer the other day who is buying some Vanguard trailers, and Charlie actually told me this himself. If you place an order today, well, they're booked up. Their projected start date now is July. They're already booked up through December as far as trailers to be built. So if they didn't sell another trailer until this plant opens, they're already 6 months at capacity. So 10,000 trailers is a lot of trailers, folks.
50 trailers a week leaving out of Dade County. They will be taken out by truck. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, many of you probably heard some of this, but you've also got to get the materials in mm-hmm. to the plant to be able to leave 50 trailers a day by tractor. So there's going to be a lot of activity, a lot of good things, positive things happening. I did notice the road crews up at the Primary Health Care Center mm-hmm. Redoing their new opening.
That's right.
That's going to make way for construction for the new road that'll go in between the Primary Health Care Center and Shaw Industry building that'll go into the industrial park to be able to get trailers in and out of there.
That's right. You're gonna see a lot of construction starting to happen up there. The first thing has to get done is that new northern entrance has to be completed. Once that's done, the southern entrance to primary health care will be closed for good. There's going to be a road built between the primary health care and the Shaw Industries plant that will take us across the railroad tracks. That's about a $1.2 million project. So a lot of local folks are going to get that work. So that should take us right up into hopefully spring, early summer. And of course, Vanguard is. I think they're trying to build their plant before we can get the road done. But we've had to acquire some property. We acquired from Shaw. We had to acquire a strip there from Vanguard. Georgia Power is going to be coming in there, relocating some poles and running some lines, and so you're going to see a lot of construction going on up there. And I know that's kind of a dangerous place anyway, so folks be careful as you see those road crews out. Apparently that's one of the places in town where folks decide as you're going north that the speed limit goes from 25 to say 50. So that's kind of the spot where they decide to
accelerate,
get into it. So just slow down, watch road crews. They're going to be busy up there for the next several months. And as Evan said, 80 trucks in and out every day at some point, and that's a couple of years down the road. So I know GDOT, Department of Transportation, has spent a lot of time in Dade County seeing what needs to happen there, or what can happen. And then I heard the other day they're going to rebuild the bridge at 299 here in in the spring. Yeah,
they finally, the holdup, because it's been on the federal plans for the last couple of years. They first started talking about that and actually held meetings in that community for the Wildwood residents to attend. Was getting the federal budget passed. That's where there was a lot of speculation. Well, why don't GDOT go ahead and do this? Well, they can't do it without the federal money, because it's federal money that's building bridge.
That's right.
But you may recall, or may not, over the holidays, they finally got a budget passed, which now opens that money up that they had allocated, and they can move ahead for the bidding process. And I don't know the exact date, but sometime this year you're going to see the bidding process, and some construction at some point in time will take place after that.
I was reading on that the other day. They're going to close that bridge, tear it down, and rebuild it in 56 hours over a weekend. And folks, I got some money I'd like to lay on that with whoever wants to take it.
Well, here's the deal. It has been done.
Yeah.
This will be the first one done in the South, from what we understand. It'll be definitely the first one done in Georgia. That they've been doing it out in Midwest with companies. This will be the first one that's actually kind of on a bank, the hill like this, but other type of same structures. They shut the interstate down, reroute the traffic, they demolish it, haul it off, and they already have the other bridge pre-built, and they put it up and have it back open within 56 hours.
Wow.
Now,
That's gonna be something.
Now, like you said, this will be something for these old country boys like myself. We're going to get to watch something.
That'll be something to watch.
It will be, but from what we've been told, this has happened, and this will be the first in the South, and the first one in Georgia. So
that's it. That's
right.
it.
And
folks, this is all nothing more than growing pains.
It is.
There's a lot of traffic out here right now. There's going to be more. That going to put a little stress on some folks. School traffic will be worse than it was at some point, but without growing pains, you don't get change, and hopefully good positive change. Like I say, DOT has probably spent more time up here in the last 60 days than I've ever heard of them being here. There's a project on the horizon, hopefully, that everybody's going to see starting real shortly over on the interstate interchange. But I'll leave that for a later time because somebody else is going to want to brag about that one.
All right.
But so some fun stuff happening.
A lot of stuff, and I wanted to quickly tell you about a couple of brand new shows that's going to be debuting here on KWN TV this week. Join us for a show. Zach Dittmar is going to be producing a show called House Hunters. He is the Sherlock Holmes of homes, and you'll understand that when you see the show, but he's going to be giving us an opportunity to see some homes that are for sale around the region, the tri-state area, and highlight some realtors. It's called KWN House Hunters. It'll be on Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern and several times throughout the coming week. So make sure you catch House Hunters coming to KWN TV. Last week you interviewed Pat Rose. Chico, Mr. Smith. I mean, goes fishing or whatever.
He goes by multiple names.
He does. But Set the Hook with Pat Rose will debut this Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, and then several times you'll be able to watch the TV version after he's been on the radio for 8 years. He's bringing his long-running radio show to television. So Pat Rose and Set the Hook, looking forward to that. If you're an outdoor enthusiast and you just like good old Southern talk, you're going to be all over Pat.
Were you in high school with him?
He was just a tad older than me. I mean, everybody. I mean, he's infamous, so I remember him in school.
Yeah, I think he was 3 years ahead of me in school. He was quite the wrestler.
He was. He certainly was. Already political season, I will tell you. We got our first political announcement this morning. And you can go to discoverday.com. The Mountain Valley Independent already has that announcement up. Danny Ellis, deputy for Dade County, has announced his candidacy for sheriff. So you can go to discoverday.com and click on the Mountain Valley Independent. Several news stories that happened over this last week. And right before I relinquish the chair for the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce, he's going to come on with you and give away these certificates. I want to also... we lost on Sand Mountain in the Bryant community a complete family to a terrible house fire.
Oh, wow.
There were five people that perished in that fire, 6 and 8 year old children, their mom and dad, and their grandmother all died in that fire. If you go to discoverday.com, the Mountain Valley Independent, there is a story, but more importantly, there's a GoFundMe page address there that if you can go and help in any way, number one, your prayers, and if you can help the family in any way, they certainly would. I know they would appreciate it, and it's hard enough. You've lost a parent. I've lost a parent. We know it's hard when God just takes them home and it's a normal time, and even if you got to have time to prepare, it's hard anyway.
Yeah.
But to wake up one morning and get the phone call that you've lost 3 generations of family members in one tragic accident, I just can't get my mind wrapped around that.
No,
and
either.
We need to wrap our love as a community around these families and that community of Bryan, Alabama. And I know we can.
Sure.
So just go to the Mount Valley Independent. You'll be able to see that address for the GoFundMe page if you can help in any way.
Dade Countyans do amazing things. They get motivated.
This whole area is, I mean, it's the best place on God's green earth as far as I'm concerned.
It you know, that kind of takes me back to the tornadoes, because our neighborhood got hit really hard, and man, people they came from everywhere, and were willing to do anything. So I know it can be done. It's been done before here.
Absolutely. We've got a break coming up. You're watching Around Town. Zach Stone, the Executive Director with the Dade County Chamber of Commerce, is going to take my position here, and got a lot of things to give away. So stay with us this hour as we wrap up the giveaway on Dade Discount Days. We're back after this.
It's coming soon. Boss Business Center at 29490 Alabama Highway 71 in Bryant. We'll have school and office supplies, shipping supplies, notary services, copy and fax services, community postal services available too. You can also renew any of your Jackson County auto tax and pay your property taxes at the new Boss Business Center that'll be opening soon at North Sand Mountain. Call 597-3829 for more information. The Boss Business Center just north of North Sand Mountain School.
Hi, I'm Randy, the safe guy from Randy's Pawn Shop. You know your gun collection is worth a lot of money. Protect your firearms from fire and theft with a Liberty Safe. We have only the best at Randy's Pawn Shop, and Liberty Safes are top of the line. They use state-of-the-art manufacturing process, giving you a high-quality safe at affordable prices. Liberty offers interior lights and accessory door panels. No wonder Liberty is America's #1 safe manufacturer. Come see me, Randy, the safe guy at Randy's Pawn Shop. I'll protect your guns and peace of mind.
When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We're here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope. Hungry? How about lunch at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon? Weekdays, Cloud's Pizza serves their delicious hot vegetable bar. How about the best burgers and fries around? And yes, pizza. Make sure to get an order of their famous cheese sticks, homemade with fresh dough and Wisconsin cheese. And don't miss Fish Fry Friday, catfish, hush puppies, and more, all for just $8.99 Friday, 4 p.m. to close. Cloud's Pizza, Alabama Highway 71 in Higdon, 597-3100. Open till 8, Monday through Saturday at Cloud's Pizza.
Take the speculation out of your legal questions today by calling Legal Services. Now open in Dade County, providing paralegal and attorney services. Legal Services can prepare your will, healthcare directives, living wills, power of attorney, contracts, and legal agreements. Legal Services can help you with all of your criminal and family law needs. Open weekdays 9 to 5. After-hour appointments are available. Don't worry about your legal physician. Call Legal Services today. 708-4362. Highway 136 West, foot of Sand Mountain. Legal Services. Licensed Georgia and Tennessee.
Get big savings now with Tennessee Valley Net. Tennessee Valley Net's digital television, telephone service, and high-speed internet is now available in many areas of Dade County and expanding to other areas like Edgewood, Piney, Lake Hills, Sligo, and New Salem. Digital television packages are available including over 200 channels. High-speed internet services with 30 meg upload and download available now from TVN. Residential and commercial packages are available. Call now to see if TVN is available in your neck of the woods. 706-657-4367 or visit tvn.net.
All right, and we're back here. I'm Zach Stone. As Evan was saying, I'm the director of the Dade County Chamber of Commerce, and right here is Nathan Wooten, who is, he's all kinds of things here. Chairman of our IDA.
I try.
Yeah.
I try to stay
business owner. Yeah, he's got it. Headed up our Dade Discount Days, and I think you want to kind of talk about some of the sponsors real quickly.
Yeah, we've got, you know, again, a lot of folks. This is our last drawing today, and I want to recognize all these businesses. A lot of people put a lot of time into this project, but a lot of people put a lot of money in it too. First of all, our grand prize sponsors, Food Outlet, who gave us $400 worth of groceries. Gross Furniture gave us a reclining chair. Case Hardware donated a Yeti cooler. Food City put in $300 Food City shopping spree. Randy's Pawn Shop, who was instrumental in this whole thing, donated a Rev 12 gun safe. $250 in free gas over at 4C Chevron, which we'll give away today. $250 in Ingles groceries. So the grocery stores really,
they all.
You know, and sometimes when you're dealing with big companies like that, you have to go through somebody who goes through somebody who goes through somebody, and it takes Congress just to. But these guys all jumped in and said, "Hey, you know, we want to support the community," and so they did.
I think anyone who's tried any kind of fundraisers in the area, you realize at some point how many, especially with the corporations, how many people that they have to really go through. So it's awesome. Great, and it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a smaller nonprofit all the way to your schools, county, every single person. You got to jump through all that.
Now these other folks here all sponsored this event. Randy's Restaurant, the Pet Palace, Studio 11. Sweet Pickens, Discount Flooring, Books Never Ending, Larry's Restaurant, Guthrie's Restaurant, Kathy's Gas out on Sand Mountain, Thatcher's Restaurant, Junk Salvation, the Business Center, Complete Cash, Benchmark Physical Therapy, Food Outlet, the Tequila, Randy's Pawn Shop, Lost Three Amigos, Bottom Dollar Tools, 4C Chevron, Case Hardware, JB's Variety Store, the Lily Pad, Southern Wholesale Carpet, Handyman Salvage, Trenton Health Foods, Courtesy Finance, Jeff McBriar Construction, TNT Golf Carts, Bank of Dade, Certified Auto Repair, Allstate Insurance, Sharps Auto Sales, Matt Mayfield State Farm, Dade County Chiropractic, Lawson Construction, Geneva's, by the way, we've got a big Lawson Construction thing to give away today too, Geneva's Restaurant, Trenton Church of God, Brickwoo Creative Group, and then all these gift certificates have come from all over everywhere from the people who I just told you, plus Factory Connection, Canyon Ridge Golf Club, Dade Historical Society, Alexander's Used Appliances, Guthrie's Restaurant, the Pet Palace, Advanced Auto Parts, Red Ace Petro, Strand Design, let's see here, Blossman's LP Gas, and Other Flower Shop, Lolito's, Chad's Place and Joe Mama's, Ken's on Main, A Classy Cut Salon, Handyman Salvage, and again, Studio 11. So all these folks made this possible. Who really made it possible, we've got about, 1,000 tickets in here today.
Yeah.
We've got probably 10,000 tickets from the weeks prior. So the people who really made this thing go are all of you who went out and visited these businesses and put your name and phone number on a ticket. And like I said, we're going to do this thing next year bigger, better, make it a whole lot more fun.
Exactly.
We hope.
And getting right back to what you guys were saying earlier, just to really put an emphasis on it, all of this shop local, we always want to do it, support local businesses, but when we do that tax revenue from the SPLOST accounts will what really help separate.
It's a penny at a time.
Exactly, us in the investments that we're able to make in the county.
You know, the last time when I was on the school board, we passed a SPLOST back then, and I was amazed. A 5-year SPLOST for the school board then was $12.5 million. Man, you can do a lot with $12.5 million.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know, if you walk in, well, you know, the renovation that happened in early 2000s at Dade Elementary and up at Davis.
Yeah,
that was all SPLOST money. It was all 1 cent money. You can do a lot with those kinds of dollars, and
really it's it helps keep taxes lower here. We're not having to raise taxes in order to support that. And really, with the way the state funding goes, as much as they cut, we don't have to make up for it. You know,
and I got to know a lot of other counties back then, and our tax rate is not that high.
No,
it really is.
No, it's really not.
You know, you go up the road to Chattanooga, and you ask some of those folks what they're paying tax rates.
Well, even right next door at Walker. I mean,
yeah.
You know, at Catoosa, both.
Our tax rate is not that bad.
Right.
So, well, you want to draw some, get into some drawings?
Yeah, let's do this.
Here, you're gonna.
All right. Am I eligible?
If your name's in there, you are.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
The first thing we're going to give away, donated by the Dade County Historical Society, is a set of Dade history books.
I actually have some myself,
which I can't say as I've ever seen before.
Got Janice Gifford here.
Jan Gifford, she has probably won. I don't know how much.
Really?
A bunch.
You got okay.
Bunch. $20 to JB's Variety Store.
All right. Get all kinds of stuff at JB's, right?
That's anything you want. If you don't have it, you don't need it.
Sean Carroll.
All right, now you're going to pick these gift certificates up at JB's Variety. If you don't know, I know Jan Gifford knows where it is because she's been there every week. But it's up by O'Reilly's Auto Parts, across from Moore Funeral Home. $50 cash donated by Madex Associates. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's, huh. We got Daryl. I want to say this is. There's a lot of ways that could go.
Wow. Oh, wow.
We're just gonna give. Is that even no?
Delaney.
Yeah, I was gonna go. Wait, that's not even Daryl. Yeah,
that's Delaney Connor.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I see it. Yep.
And you know his wife has been griping to me for 4 weeks
about.
I hadn't won a thing.
Well, there you
go. I've been putting my name in there. So, Stacy, there you go. $10 off your purchase at and other flower shops.
Joey Casey.
Joey Casey, the Joey Casey. All right. And let's do a $20 Canyon Grill complimentary dinner.
This will be good.
Man, we ate there Saturday night. That place just gets better and better.
Oh, it does.
Oh.
Kayla Merritt.
Kayla Merritt. All right, Kayla Merritt, you're going to the Canyon Grill, my friend. Let's do another Canyon Grill, $20 complimentary dinner. Wow.
Don't worry about that one. It's I'll let Nathan tell you if he wants to.
Janice Gifford evidently got more tickets in than
yeah. It must have been a daily, just round trip.
You know, there were a lot of folks who did that. They went door to door, just dropping tickets. You know,
right.
And hey, it got them into local businesses.
Yeah, so, exactly.
And I guess let's do the last one for this before we go to break. $25 gift card to Food City.
I just want to say, food. I'm gonna really have to shuffle these again here in a second.
And Janice Gifford.
Yeah.
Wow.
During our break, I'm just going to claw it all up, I guess.
All right. We ready to go to break yet, guys? Or
think so. In a minute. In just a minute, I guess we'll go to break.
We were talking a little bit about during the break. Saturday was kind of a rough day for the county here. We had a caver accident.
Yeah, we had actually 3 separate incidents where Life Force was brought in. So yeah, there was a caving incident, hang glider crash, and then the railroad incident. Where the
little fellow that got hit by a train.
Yeah, walking to church actually.
Wow.
So
on a Saturday. So. Rough day for Dade County on Saturday, but you know, like we say, we've slipped out of the holidays now. Everything's back to kind of abnormal, and
it's back from abnormal.
Back from abnormal. People getting back to work, back to school. So
yeah, and this is first day back for school as well.
That's right.
All right, I think we're ready to go take a break now. We'll be back here in just a few moments.
Get big savings now with Tennessee Valley Net. Tennessee Valley Net's digital television, telephone service, and high-speed internet is now available in many areas of Dade County and expanding to other areas like Edgewood, Piney, Lake Hills, Sligo, and New Salem. Digital television packages are available including over 200 channels. High-speed internet services with 30 meg upload and download available now from TVN. Residential and commercial packages are available. Call now to see if TVN is available in your neck of the woods. 706-657-4367 or visit tvn.net.
Romans Mobile Homes can help make the dream of home ownership come true. Come by and see our on-the-lot selection of manufactured homes, or sit down with us and let us custom design your top-of-the-line constructed manufactured home. With names like Cabco and Clayton, we can design anything from 1 to 6 bedrooms, shingle or metal roof, finished drywall, and more. All our homes come with central heat and air, including a heat pump. Financing available, and prices include delivery and setup. See us today at Romans Mobile Homes, 2019 Highway 136 West, just west of the four-way stop, top of Sand Mountain. 706-657-8807. Romans Mobile Homes. A small bank with big service. Citizens Bank and Trust, offering a wide range of services, including online banking. Pay your bills, manage your account anytime, 24 hours a day. Your account balance is only a phone call away as well at 657-1234. Or visit our convenient locations. Lookout Mountain, Georgia, Higdon, Alabama, and our main branch on Highway 11 in Trenton. Citizens Bank and Trust, 657-5678. A community bank that believes in the community. Citizens Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's back for a limited time at Guthrie's in Trenton. It's the buy four, get one more deal. Get it only at Guthrie's. Come on into Guthrie's and get your punch card and start saving. It's really easy. Buy 4 meals at the regular price, get your card punched, and get the 5th meal free. It's the buy four, get one more deal. Guthrie's, home of the golden fried chicken finger and the best chicken finger sauce in the world. Guthrie's, Highway 136 West in Trenton, home of those golden fried chicken fingers and the best chicken finger sauce in the world.
Guthrie's, not fast food, good food fast.
Convenience is always on the way wherever you go on Sand Mountain with the Smart Mart on Highway 301 South and the Higdon Shell Mart on Highway 71. Both locations featuring fast convenience items. Make sure to stop in and enjoy our wings and the best pizza from Hunt Brothers at the Smart Mart on Highway 301 South or at the Higdon Shell Mart on Highway 71. And if you're in Marion County, get the same convenience and all your fishing supplies too at R&R Bait and Tackle on Highway 41, just up from the Marion County Park.
All right, and we're back here to do some more drawing. I really shuffled that up. If Janice wins, she wins. You know, if
we've got a, and I didn't know we had this, but we've got a half price on a load of gravel or topsoil donated by Lawson Construction, and that's worth probably, well, if he charges my price, that's probably worth $150 to $200.
Yeah,
a half a load of gravel or topsoil. So.
I know a lot of people. I mean, my dad's not going to turn it down.
I'm not sure Janice Gifford needs one, but we'll see. If we pull her name again.
All right, Helen Dowdy.
Helen Dowdy, you have a half load of or not a half load, but half price on a load of topsoil or gravel. Helen Dowdy. All right, let's pull one for $25 off at Alexander's Used Appliances.
All right.
Which, that's got to be the busiest place in Trenton. I went in there the other day and they had almost nothing. And I said, what's going on here? Y'all going out of business? And they're like, we sold out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you sold out? They're like, yeah, the truck's coming, bringing more, you know. So $25 off at Alexander's.
Jerry Leverett.
Jerry Leverett.
I saw the J, and for just a moment, I thought we were going to be saying Janice again.
Jerry Leverett. We have $25 off at Ingles.
All right, what do we got? Oh, yeah, you just said 25 off at Ingles.
Yep,
sorry.
25 off at Ingles.
Is that Sterling? Starling?
Sterling Jernigan?
Okay, it is Sterling.
Sterling
okay,
Jernigan?
Yeah, I see it now, yeah.
Sterling Jernigan. That sounds like a football player.
For Alabama, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Or Georgia, I guess.
Which, by the way, Alabama put the pounding on them the other night,
right.
didn't they?
It doesn't sound like a Tennessee player, though.
No.
Yeah. It sounds like somebody who would actually
that
be a decent ball player.
I don't watch a whole lot of football, but I watch both those games New Year's Eve. And this one coming up next week is going to be it should be a dandy.
Yeah, there's that game, and of course the game that I'm going to be watching, which is the Jacksonville State National Championship game.
Okay.
So that's going to be the big one for me.
Who are they playing?
North Dakota.
Oh, North Dakota's always there.
Yeah. So Jacksonville State's there, and
nice.
Of course UTC, Chattanooga. We lost to them twice this year. In fact, we were the only close game all year long for both of them. All the other games were blowouts, and even in the playoffs. So,
wow.
Okay.
Let's do a. This is 20 pounds of propane gas from Blossman's. That's pretty cool. I actually need to win that one.
Kim Wagner. Yeah, I need to go ahead and fill your tank up.
Know her well.
Yeah. Especially now that this weather's kind of turning cool finally.
You know, my daughter starts talking about this morning, it's supposed to snow this weekend. So I looked up the weather on my phone, and it's going to be like 60 on Saturday. I said, where are you getting this? And she goes, well, you know, these guys on this Weather Channel or whatever.
Right.
It is. I'm like, well, if it snows, I'll come get you, but I don't think that's happening. Let's do $20 off at Case Hardware.
All right, Dalton Williams.
Dalton Williams. $20 off Case Hardware. And again, you're going to pick these gift certificates up at JB's Variety. We have $25 toward purchase at Southern Wholesale Carpet.
Pat
Duty.
Duty? Okay.
Yep. Pat won a few last week, in fact, from us. Let's do 20 more, a complimentary dinner at Canyon Grill.
I think that's Christy
Walker, it looks like. Christy Walker. And another $20 at Canyon Grill, and we appreciate Canyon Grill. They came along a little later in the game and actually gave us $400 worth of gift certificates.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not. Once again,
Janice Gifford. Janice gets to eat there twice, I guess. Wow.
Janice, if you want to just give one to me, I'm okay with that.
You have done well, Janice, my
yeah.
friend. Strand Design, $20 gift certificate. Strand Design is a hair salon somewhere in Trenton. I'm not even sure where.
Chris Barton.
Chris Barton.
How many times has Janice won today? That's at least 3.
That's 4.
That's 4 times.
That's 4.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see here. We've got a couple more, and then before we get to the grand prizes, actually 4 more. $10 off purchase at Books Never Ending.
Books Never Ending. All right.
The local bookstore.
I nerded out a few weeks back talking about this George R.R. Martin book that I had gotten there. Angie Bone.
Angie Bone.
That was all part of the, most of you know it as Game of Thrones, but the actual series is called Song of Ice and Fire. So, yeah.
All right, we have a gift bag from Benchmark Physical Therapy.
All right, there we go.
Pat Duty.
Duty.
Pat was a dual winner last week, if I'm not mistaken. $10 off at Books Never Ending.
You got to be kidding me. I'm going to have to, I want to actually go through and see what the percentage, if I'm just looking on top even, right?
She's a nice lady.
God.
She's a nice lady. Retired lady. All right, we've got $10 off a purchase at Trenton Health Food Store.
Danielle Hargis.
Well, now that's excellent. Danielle is the lady, the little lady who owns the bookstore.
Okay, that's Danielle. All right.
So that turned out good. So that's all the gift certificates that we have. The only thing we have left, and we'll do those last, are the 2 grand prizes.
And what are the 2 grand prizes again?
They are each $125 in free gasoline at Chevron.
Oh yeah, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad. So what's going on at the chamber?
Man, we just had a great year this past year, and Madeline and I were actually talking about it before we came over here today, and we're trying to see, we've got a new board coming in, and trying to see what direction this board is wanting to go from, last year, if it's anything different, or, I was really proud of a lot of things we did last year. I know Dr. Cantrell, who is with the Dade County School System, is our incoming president, and he's got a lot of ideas. And one of the things that we're going to be doing, and I think you know that we're working on it, which is a job fair and a career fair,
right,
both for the high school. And that's going to be a big thing. We're working with Department of Labor on that, and obviously the school system. So
sure,
trying to, some of those basic skills, of course, is working with the IDA. One of the biggest things that we hear over and over and over again from employers are the soft skills.
Right.
So trying to go in, work on that some, and hopefully really, tell these kids from the employer standpoint before they get out there, this is what you need to do.
Right.
right now.
What you need to know. And
Exactly, yeah. Because there's just a lot of it that people are not aware of. And, you know, talking about the school system, another thing we've got coming up is our superintendent that the school board's going to be deciding on. And I know we've got some local candidates that are really well qualified. And, of course, interested to see who all else in the state is looking to come here.
Right.
So,
Who, you giving us a sign? We got to take a break.
all right.
We're going to go to break. We'll be right back for about 10 minutes, and then we'll draw our final grand prizes.
Yep.
Step into yesterday at Junk Salvation in Trenton on South Main Street right across from Citizens Bank and Trust. Junk Salvation features antiques, architectural salvage, repurposed furniture, and unique items with everything from glassware to furniture. Junk Salvation is truly one of the most unique shops you'll find anywhere. Now at Junk Salvation, we have mud paint. Mud paint gives your furniture that vintage look. Come find out more today at Junk Salvation, 12254 South Main Street, right across from Citizens Bank and Trust in Trenton. Step into yesterday at Junk Salvation, 657-JUNK.
I'm your tailgate grill. Your buddy was in such a rush to get into the game, he didn't quite put me out. I see you bought the industrial-sized bottle of lighter fluid. Smart. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get an Allstate agent and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
There's an Allstate agent right here in your community.
Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. At 402 North Cedar Avenue in South Pittsburgh, 4765 Main Street in Jasper, and at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell, providing the highest standard of customer services with a personal touch. Our associates can help you with personal loans, personal lines of credit, a variety of mortgage loans, and more. And we offer real-time internet banking too. See us in South Pittsburgh, Jasper, and Whitwell today. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's coming soon. Boss Business Center at 29490 Alabama Highway 71 in Bryant. We'll have school and office supplies, shipping supplies, notary services, copy and fax services, community postal services available too. You can also renew any of your Jackson County auto tax and pay your property taxes at the new Boss Business Center that'll be opening soon at North Sand Mountain. Call 597-3829 for more information. The Boss Business Center just north of North Sand Mountain School.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College wants to help put you to work. Our programs in business, health, industrial, and public service will train you for the jobs available today. GNTC offers schedules in day, evening, and online classes at 5 campus locations with financial aid options too. You are sure to find a career path that works for you with our variety of degrees, diplomas, and certificates available. Visit us in person or on the web at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Your career begins here.
So Zach was talking about the search for a new school superintendent. We went through that a couple of times when I was over there. That's not an easy process because you get so many good candidates, or we did. And I remember when we hired Patty Priest, we actually I asked the board members, how do y'all want to do these interviews? Do you want to spread them over several days, or and they decided to do them all in one day. So I called the candidates.
Power interviewing.
We had a script. We had 13 candidates, and we started it. The first one came in at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Okay.
And we went straight through. We took an hour for lunch at one point, and we finished the last one at 11 o'clock at night on Saturday night.
Wait, how many candidates did you bring in?
13.
Oh.
Or 12 or 13, something like that.
Wow.
And then after the last one, I said, so because it's fresh in everybody's mind, which at that point we were not fresh.
Right.
But we went through and assessed all the people that we had interviewed. Patty Priest was not one of them. And so over the course of the next few days, we actually offered her the job, and she took it.
Now, what was the process as far as
Well, we went through GSBA, which is the
right,
Georgia School Board
which they're doing this time,
and they sent us a lot of candidates. They went through and did the initial screening.
Right. How many candidates would you say that they?
Oh Lord, they probably had 40.
Really?
40 or 50.
Yeah. So it's a big decision.
Yeah, yeah. And they brought us 20 that, because they asked us what are your requirements?
What's most important for your school system?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And if you had a superintendent who didn't want to move here,
right,
which wasn't many, but so we kind of went through the initial process, and then all the school board members sat down with all these resumes. Like I took them for a week, and then the next one would take and we came back with our top 10 or 15, and so out of that we came down to 13 candidates. Like I say, we interviewed them all in one day. There was a couple that we really, really did like, but I'll remember after, it was midnight, Saturday night, and one of the members spoke up and said, asked Miss Patty, because she sat in on all the interviews with us, and one of the candidates spoke up and he said, I still don't see anybody I like as well as I do Patty Priest. Because she had been here for a couple of years, and she was like, no. So anyway, over the next few days, she agreed to take the job, and I think did a wonderful job while she was here. Got us straightened out budget wise and that sort of thing. But it's a long, tedious process, and when you're interviewing people that you've never met before, it's hard to get a good read on somebody in an hour or 2 hours.
Right. Now you narrowed it down to your top 3, right? Because I think that's the way Georgia law requires.
Georgia law requires you.
And then you brought them, I guess, back in.
Brought those 3 back for the second interview, and then at that point, offered it to Miss Priest.
All right.
Yeah. So
I know we've got a good board right now. Of course, I'm interested in it from the workforce development side, because we have to make sure that our leadership there are helping to. I guess ready what is going to be our future workforce.
That's right.
We got a good board right now, so I know they're going to want an equally strong superintendent to help carry out their policies. The board sets the policies, and then superintendent's job to carry them out.
That's right. And as a school board member, you don't want to be involved in day-to-day operations of the school. It's about policy and about personnel and about budgets.
Exactly.
Our school board, since we're such a small town, we tend to, or we did then, and I'm sure they do today, you tend to get phone calls and people coming up to you in church and at the grocery store and everywhere else, with concerns or questions or whatever, and you try to deal with that as best you can, but sometimes it's really not within a school board member's purview to get involved in some of that stuff. A good superintendent, a good board that'll for the most part support the superintendent, and that doesn't necessarily mean they always agree with them. But you have good, healthy conversations. Patty and I, we didn't always agree on stuff, but we had an understanding that she would say her piece, I would say my piece, and it wasn't personal.
Talking about the school board really quickly, all of them elected officials. We've got several of them up for election this year, but we also have this is a presidential year, 2016, now that we're in it. So we've got the primary or presidential primaries coming up, I think in March.
Yes.
And then we have, March, April, May, I believe. It's primary. May. Yeah, May is going to be primary for the state. So that'll be all the rest of our local. And I believe I was looking at all the county officials are up this year. The state officials are in off years.
Right.
And then all of the county, I believe, are this year.
Three county commission seats and 3 school board seats. It should be district, Lookout Mountain District, which is 4.
Yep.
5, which is at large, and 3, which is South Dade, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So on your school board, that would be David Powell, Johnny Warren, and Kellen Bradford. Their seats will be up for
it's the train. I think it's on. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but I think it's technically on there as Trenton. And
then on the commission, that would be Alan Bradford's seat, Ted Rumley's seat, and Robert Goff's seat.
Exactly.
Are all up for election.
Yeah.
So, folks, if you're one of those that wants to
And of course, with my background, I'm always big with it. You got to be politically engaged. You have to get out there.
Everybody
yeah, exactly.
should be politically
exactly.
engaged. You know, it's very disappointing when I hear numbers like 25% of the people turned out.
Right.
Like
Dade County actually comes out to vote. I've looked at it. If you look at Chattooga, Walker, Catoosa, just our surrounding counties right here, we turn out like you wouldn't believe. And of course, my area, Davis, we turn out the strongest.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and just brag on that. We have the highest turnout percentage. So,
but you know, there's a lot of people that like giving advice and y'all should do this and you should do that.
Right.
And I used to tell people, because sometimes it got very frustrating on you know, things that people would suggest to you when I was on the school board, and I said, you know what? You ought to go over and put your name on the line.
Exactly, yeah.
Go over and sign up for and be on the ballot, because, you know.
And it's being an elected official is it's a difficult job.
It is, and
you know.
And I can tell you, they don't have all the answers.
No.
You like to think that they do, and you know, and I go back to the tornado. I remember how well our county commission handled things. That I mean, who knew tornadoes were going to blow through here and tear people's homes up? And I'll never forget. This guy was wandering around our neighborhood handing out his business card, and he said he came up to me and he goes he says hey, I'll come over here and clean all this mess up for you, and I'll only charge you $25,000.
Right.
And I said, who are you? And he says, well, I'm so and so, and I'm from Illinois, and I'm a contractor, and I thought about that, and I thought, no, wait a minute. Because never having expected to have to deal with something like that, I didn't know if it was a good price or not. Turns out it wasn't. But the next thing I know, the county is forcing anybody from out of town to come register with them before they could offer a service to anybody.
Right.
And what that did is that took a lot of the shysters out of town.
Right.
Who would have ever thought? You know, and those are, unfortunately, sometimes you got to make those decisions on the fly. And I think they did a great job with that. So, you know, it's not all you think it is if you know, if you ever want to jump in that seat.
Right, exactly. And strong elected officials make a stronger county. Those connections with the whether it's your state or your federal, you know, congressional, all the way across the board, that makes it easier for them to bring resources in when we need them. All right, I think we've only got a few minutes left, so we'll go ahead and draw these final two.
We have two $125 free gas cards at Forsyth Chevron, and JP and those guys have been just awesome working with us.
I'll just show this really quickly.
Look how many tickets we got, y'all. There's probably 10,000 in there.
Exactly, and so we'll go ahead.
And yes, Janice Gifford does have one in there.
Janice, I'm sure, is in here. I don't know how many times, but I'll go ahead and we just shuffled them up.
Let's do this. The same person can't win both. How about that?
Okay, yeah, let's make these up. Okay.
Well, Zach has left the screen here, and he has pulled
Tammy. Is that Tammy?
Tammy Simons, maybe?
I believe that's right.
We do have a phone number here, so we'll get a hold of Tammy, and we got one other here.
Vonda Smith.
Vonda Smith. So Vonda and Tammy, you guys have each won $125 in free gas at Forsyth Chevron. So if anybody knows them, looks like Vonda may be from Alabama, which is okay. And Tammy, I believe it's Simons. And I'm jotting her phone number on here. You'll pick these gift certificates up at
JB's Variety.
JB's Variety. Again, we appreciate everybody who's been involved in this whole process. I'll say this: there was a committee. It was Randy Lawson's idea. A bunch of people got behind it. Barbie Evans at JB's Variety has worked her tail off on this thing. Craig Taylor, very involved. You, Zach, involved. Will from Guthrie's, Will Garrett. Don't let me miss anybody. Levi Wallen.
There's it's a load of people.
Danielle from Books Never Ending. Shannon Herman over at Allstate. My son Dex Wooten, who did most of the graphics and the marketing stuff. Brian Wooten up at Brickwoo came up with a logo that will probably live forever. Man, who am I forgetting?
There's so many. I really can't tell you. There were so many people at all of the meetings and everyone involved. So it was just a great overall experience this time. Like you were saying, learned a lot. It'll be better this next time. I think that's pretty much all the time we have. But thanks once again to every single sponsor and every person that came out to register.
If you own a business, you're going to be getting a letter probably from me in the very near future. And it will ask you if you want to be involved next year. It'll ask you, how can we do things better? We've had a couple of good things come from it, and we just want to do it bigger and better and make it relative for everybody. So with that, hopefully, Monda and Ann are back next week.
I know.
I'll remind my wife what day Monday is
right
from now on.
Yeah, it's...
Because she's been missing in action ever since she got elected. I told her it's gone to her head.
All right. Well, I think hopefully Monda and Ann will be back next week. So I think that's all we have here today.
That's it.
And we will
be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe.
You've been watching Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of staff nor the management of KWN Community TV Channel 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Join us every week for another edition of Around Town on KWN TV 7.